I wake up bright and early the next day, stretching my arms high over my head. I slept so well last night. I feel so refreshed. After I throw on my school uniform, I go downstairs for breakfast. I pause at the table to see Erilynn is already waiting, but Mina isn't. Huh. What are you doing down here?
Don't we have school today?
Yeah?
Then why wouldn't I be waiting?
I suppose she has a point, but I'm still surprised that she's taken on the school persona so easily. She munches on some toast as I slide into the chair next to her. Erilynn seems oddly relaxed about everything. Is she really okay? If I were in her shoes, I don't know if I could go about my day without a care in the world, especially if I was literally in another world. Ask her how she's feeling. I don't want to pry. Well, how are you feeling? Hey, Erilynn, how are you so calm about all of this?
All of what?
About going to school and being stuck in this world. Aren't you worried about getting home?
Of course not.
What?
I have nothing to fear because I know I'll be home soon.
How?
Because as a princess, my family will do everything in their power to find me. It won't be too long before they figure out where I went.
Erilynn pauses, then looks at me.
Oh, and I suppose there's you, too.
Me. She nods.
Yes, you're helping me figure out if there's a way back from this side. So I might as well enjoy my time here, as I'll be back home soon enough.
That's a good outlook. That's the spirit. There are a lot of holes in this story. That'll make sense to me. I mean, that makes sense. She makes a good point. I can't imagine her family back home wouldn't be looking all over for her. Well, hopefully they find you soon then. She nods. Mina finally arrives downstairs, shifting her bag over her shoulder.
Good morning!
Morning.
Are you guys ready to go?
You're in a very bright and chipper mood. Erilynn and I nod. We grab our lunch boxes and some fresh bread on the way out. The delicious taste of strawberry jam melts over my tongue as I push open the door. Oh, that's making me hungry just thinking about it. It's another beautiful day. A nice breeze filters through the trees and rustles the branches over our heads as we walk. Eventually, Kotse meets us on the way there. He grins and waves as he comes up from around the corner. When we arrive at school, the place is buzzing with students. A few are scattered about, finishing up some last-minute homework, but most are talking animatedly to their friends.
What is everyone so excited about?
No idea. We enter our classroom, and I plop down in my seat with a sigh. Misato is in the front of the room, scribbling something on the board. Oh, looks like the club fair is happening today. That's what all the commotion is. Mina perks up.
Oh yeah, that's right!
Erilynn looks confused.
What is a club fair?
It's an event where the school showcases all of the clubs it offers. They have all different kinds to choose from, and it's super fun checking all of them out.
Why do you bother checking out the other clubs when we all know you're just gonna choose swim club anyway?
Why do you gotta be so mean about it?
There's nothing wrong with seeing what else is out there.
Mina leans forward on her desk and smiles.
Do you like swimming, Erilynn? Maybe we could be in the club together.
Erilynn hesitates. She doesn't seem thrilled by the idea. Give it a shot. Your body is made for swimming. No need to decide right now. I mean, you could give it a shot. I mean, we could be encouraging. I'm doing it for you guys. You should try it and see if you like it. She doesn't look convinced. Fair point.
Maybe I'll observe it first before deciding.
Mina nods.
Good idea.
Miss Sato wipes her hands after she's finished writing on the board.
Good morning, class. Just a quick announcement. The club fair will be happening today. It's a mandatory event, so make sure you all attend.
Mandatory?
Because of that, let's get started with the lesson.
I said
Please open your
mandatory.
textbooks. We'll continue our lecture from yesterday.
I mean, because plot, that's why, but... There's the sound of ruffling pages. I crack open my notebook to take notes, and she begins the lesson. Why am I arguing plot? The rest of the school day is uneventful, but it goes by at a decent pace. Having Mina, Kosei, and Erilynn around makes the time go by faster. Isn't Kira in our class too? Maybe she sits on the other side. I like that transition music from the day going by when we're in school. Eventually the bell rings and we're dismissed for the club fair. Everyone shoots to a stand and collects their belongings.
Okay, everyone, come with me.
I guess we have no choice. We follow Misato out of the door. The club fair is set up in the quad with different booths lined up in rows. It's already pretty crowded. Well, it's mandatory, so everyone's got to be there. Mina's eyes light up.
Oh, wow! It looks like they have a wider selection this year.
I glance at Erilynn, who boredly surveys our surroundings. Do you want to look around?
Is there a point? I'm not going to be here long anyway.
Yeah, but didn't you say you wanted to make the most of your time here?
Yes.
Since you have to be at school anyway, you should just look around to see what catches your interest. She doesn't look convinced. My throwing your words but right back at you technique didn't work. Hey, you'll never know if you don't give things a chance. Who knows what new hobbies or interests you'll discover? Think of the possibilities. Erilynn heaves a deep sigh.
If it means you'll stop pestering me about it, then I suppose I'll have a look around.
When all else fails, just annoy the shit out of her. Kosei overhears and chimes in.
I'm gonna look around too.
Same here.
How about we meet back here when we're done?
Sounds good to me. Once we're all agreed, we branch off in different directions. I'm about to set off when I spot Kira's long, dark hair in the crowd. She happens to glance my way and we make eye contact. Carefully, she makes her way over to me, beats me to it. Hey, are you enjoying the club fair so far?
It seems interesting.
Do you have an idea which club you want to join? A comedy club, perhaps? I flash her a smile, trying not to chuckle at my own joke. I think I catch a faint smile from Kira.
I'm not sure. There are a lot to choose from.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to look yet. Kira nods.
I have, but there are more I still want to see.
Huh. I hadn't expected Kira to be so interested in the fair. Although, it makes sense to check out a lot of booths when you're still undecided.
Oh, the line for the art club is short now. I'm going to...
Oh. She's gonna go check out the art club. She quickly says goodbye before heading for the booth. I wonder what other booths Kira has checked out. Well, time for me to start looking around. Eventually we'll get there. I'm looking forward to that. Those clubs sounded really cool. I think I'm gonna have a lot of fun this year. Just as I'm returning from the booth, I see Kosei and Mina already waiting for us. Hey, did you see anything you liked?
Yeah, there were so many. Did you know they have a Taekwondo club this year?
I do now.
Yeah, I saw that. They have a cooking one too. Just think of all the delicious ramen they make in that club.
Ooh, I bet that would be a good one to join. I saw they added a cosplay club too.
Kosei lifts an eyebrow.
Cosplay?
Yep, that's probably the one you're going to join, right?
He probably is. He crosses his arms.
Do I look like Erilynn to you? Why would I join the cosplay club?
Because you already look like an anime character with that gravity-defying hairstyle.
She breaks the fourth wall and makes a good point.
Hey, it takes some serious skill to look this good.
How much? Mina giggles.
What's up with you commenting on my hair all the time?
He flicks his bangs out of his face with a smirk.
You must be really into it, or you wouldn't focus so much on it.
Mina makes a face that looks like an unamused face.
Please, don't flatter yourself.
These two never stop, do they? I cough and the two of them look up. Were any of these clubs able to convince you to join them? Mina smiles.
Nope, I'm sticking with swimming.
Naturally, and you're probably still sticking with soccer, right, Kosei?
Yeah, and I'm not swaying from soccer. What about you?
Eventually, we will get there.
Well, I hope you have a lot of fun this year, cuz...
Thanks. I see Erilynn approaching us from the crowd. A determined look is carved across her face.
I have decided.
All right. We blink. That's pretty abrupt. On what? The club?
Yes. I have finally found a place that understands my birthright.
What are you talking about?
Student council. You're looking at your new grade representative.
This could only go poorly. That's a good choice. Princesses are for freedom. People have to vote for you first. Let's make sure she's aware of this. You do realize you have to run for grade representative, right? The class has to vote for you first.
Don't worry, they will.
Mina's face lights up.
I had no idea you were interested in student government. You should definitely run if that's what you're passionate about.
Kosei nods.
Yeah, you'd have my vote.
Erilynn lifts her chin with a smirk.
Huh, you see? Even this complete stranger would vote for me.
It's never going to get old. It's just never gonna get old. You mean Kosei? She blinks. Say it again. Say it again.
What's a Kosei?
I knew it was coming too. Kosei sputters.
What? Are you kidding? We've been through this!
We have?
I don't know if she's playing dumb or if she really is that dumb.
Yeah, don't you remember?
Silence.
We just spent the whole school day together.
More silence.
We literally all came to the club fair together as a group.
I really hope she's doing this on purpose now. It's gonna be super funny if she is.
Oh.
She smiles and then walks away, leaving him in the dust.
Seriously?
It's too funny, dude. He clutches his chest and flops onto the ground. Floor, ground, we're outside. It's the ground.
Why doesn't she realize I exist?
Mina stifles her giggle while I shake my head. I suppose you can get your revenge by not voting for her. Kosei sighs.
No, it's okay. I'd still vote for her.
You are a sad man. A very sad man. The bell rings, signaling it's time to go back to our classes. Talk about timing. I mean, that's kind of what the bell does. It tells the time. We follow the group of students back into the hall. Erilynn seems excited now that she's decided on something she likes. As we take our seats in class, everyone is still talking about what clubs they're joining this year. Miss Sato enters the room and claps her hands to get our attention.
All right, settle down, class. I know you're excited, but we have some things to go over.
Everyone quiets down and Miss Sato begins her lesson. What are we going over? The second half of classes go by quickly. Really, what are we studying? I wonder what these different club options are going to be. I'm kind of excited to find out. Soon the bell rings, signaling the end of the school day. Chairs scrape against the floor as everyone stands to gather their things. After retrieving my bag, I look around the classroom for Kira, but she's not there. I hope she didn't forget about our revisit to the shrine today. I didn't have a chance to ask her about that while we were in class. She's probably waiting for me out front. After saying goodbye to my friends, I hurry out of the classroom and into the courtyard. Kira waits for me in front of the doors. Her bag is slung carelessly over her shoulder. As she waits, she frees her hair from the strap, letting it fall down her back. She glances at me as I approach. Hey.
Hi.
You ready to go? She nods. Good. Let's give the shrine another look over. We head out of the courtyard and pass through the school gates. Soon, we're on the path towards the shrine. Thanks for coming with me. Kira nods again.
I just hope that Mrs. Tanaka is there.
Same. I soon recognize the shrine gates in the distance. The closer we get, the more my stomach twists into knots. I really hope we get some answers this time. As if sensing my thoughts, Kira picks up the pace. When we arrive, the shrine is quiet. A few people wander the grounds, enjoying the tranquility. We head towards the offering box. That seems like a likely place for volunteers or staff members to frequent. Kira grasps something within her hand and momentarily holds it against her chest. What's that? She opens up her palm to reveal an amulet.
It's for luck.
That's thoughtful. You're my luck charm. That stuff is bogus. Okay. No. That's cheesy and makes me cringe a lot. That's thoughtful. We're going with that's thoughtful. I remember Kira talking about how she used to make wishes at the shrine. It's nice of her to bring the amulet. I'm warmed by the thought. Thanks, Kira. I'm sure we could use all the luck we can get. I think I see the ghost of a smile as she closes her palm. Means we're getting closer. We're getting closer and closer. We continue on our way. As we approach the offering box, someone exits, nearly running into us.
Whoa, sorry.
Daisuke Miyamoto. I glance up and see a guy who looks to be about our age. It's okay. We're about to pass him when he stops us.
Wait a minute. You're friends with Kosei Nakahara, right?
We freeze. How does he know that? I take another look at him. Although he wears the same school uniform, I don't recognize him. He must be an upperclassman. I glance at Kira, but she doesn't recognize him either. Yeah. His grin broadens.
Oh, good. I thought so. Can you pass on a message for me?
Who are you?
Sorry. I should have introduced myself. I'm Daisuke Miyamoto, and I'm on the soccer club.
Daisuke. Well, Daisuke, that's the correct pronunciation. Oh, I see. So that's how he knows Kosei. He must have recognized me from when I helped Kosei practice.
We forgot to give these invites to everyone at tryouts.
He passes me an envelope.
Look, if you wouldn't mind getting this to Kosei, I'd really appreciate it. I've got a ton of people to hand these out to, and you'd be doing me a huge favor.
I mean, I practically see him every day. That's not a terribly hard thing to do. Sure, that's fine. He breathes a sigh of relief.
Oh, great, thank you. That helps me a lot. I've got more people to track down, so I won't disturb you any longer.
He waves as he walks away.
Thanks again.
No problem. With a final smile, he jogs off. Kira looks after him, expressionless.
It must be tough trying to track down everyone from tryouts.
Yeah, he's lucky he ran into us. She nods. Anyway, should we go up to the box?
Yes, let's go.
Now there's that part of me that's going, I wonder if the invite is saying Kosei didn't make it. Because that seems a little strange. We'll find out together, though. Together, we step towards the offering box. The main hall is right nearby. From here, I have a pretty clear view inside. I peek in, but there are too many people to spot anyone clearly. A moment later, Kira grasps my arm. Well, link your arm with hers, don't think too much about it, just kind of a surprise thing. Whoa! I jump in surprise, wrenching free from her grip. I didn't want to do that. She gives me a confused look, and I feel the heat creep up my neck and into my face. That was a big reaction for a small gesture. Sorry, you startled me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No worries. What's going on?
Over there, is that the woman?
I hope I didn't just screw anything up. She points to an elderly woman sweeping the leaves off of the main path. Her gray hair is pulled into a low bun and her clothes look neatly pressed. But she doesn't look familiar. She's not the old woman I talked to. Maybe she's Mrs. Tanaka.
We could ask her.
Yeah, it couldn't hurt to talk to her. She might know something. Kira nods. I lead us over to the woman, who blinks as we approach. Sorry to disturb you. Are you Mrs. Tanaka? Her eyes widen.
Oh, yes. Have we met before?
No, but we were told that you could help us. She splits into a knowing grin.
Of course. A beautiful couple like you two. I bet you've come to pray for a long and happy relationship.
What's with people thinking we're a couple? Is it because we're together all the time, or what? Not this again. Why does everyone mistake us for a couple? I glance at Kira, who glances back at me. She tilts her head to the side, waiting for me to answer. Somehow, I don't think she'd be so happy about me pretending we're together this time. No, actually...
No need to be shy. I was young once too, you know. In fact, you remind me a bit of myself when I was a youngster.
She winks at Kira, who blinks in surprise. Mrs. Tanaka sighs dreamily.
Oh, to be young again.
She snaps back to reality and nods briskly.
Yes, well, you've come at a good time. The energies today are very strong.
The energy.
Yes, yes, the ethereal energies.
We exchange glances, and Kira's eyes widen. My heart thumps loudly in my chest. I think we've finally stumbled upon a lead. You've heard of ethereal energy too.
Of course. Only those who spend a lot of time at the shrine understand the inner workings. A young man like you must be very informed to have heard about it too.
What can I say? I'm experienced in the art of the ethereal energy. I've only heard a little about it. What exactly is ethereal energy? Miss Tanaka scratches her head.
That's a very good question. It's just the magic of the shrine, I think.
The magic of the shrine?
That's right. The thing that grants wishes.
Yeah, but what is that?
The ethereal energies.
Right, but how does that work?
You know, I'm not too sure. I never asked about it.
The excitement I felt a moment ago quickly ebbs.
How did you learn about ethereal energy?
What's going on, Mai, and how you doing today?
Oh, I overheard some people talking about it here at the shrine. Isn't that how you heard about it?
Sort of. Mrs. Tanaka knows about as much as we do. I look over to Kira, who seems to mirror my thoughts. I guess this is a dead end too. We may as well go back. I turn to Mrs. Tanaka. Well, thank you for all of your help.
But I haven't done anything yet. Oh, wait here.
She shuffles off. A moment later, she returns and firmly places an amulet in my hands.
Here you go. Now go make an offering and you'll be blessed with a long and happy romance.
I'm the MC, I'm bound to have one. We really aren't a couple.
Hurry, hurry. The energy won't be here forever.
Okay, fine. Insist on returning it. Better make that wish. There's no reasoning with her. You know, better. Or we're gonna go desperate. Better make that wish then. A long and happy romance, you say?
That's right.
With Kira? I wouldn't complain if that wish came true. Then we better get going. Right, Kira?
Right.
She agreed with me. And the look on her face says she's okay with this. Moving on. I pause, feeling a tiny flame of hope in my chest. Did I hear that correctly? Did Kira just agree with me? Really?
Yes, otherwise we're intruding on Mrs. Tanaka's time.
Fair. The hope extinguishes. She wasn't thinking about the wish at all. Oh.
No more dilly-dallying. Get to wishing.
Yes, ma'am. Alright, well, get going. Thank you again.
You're welcome. Take care, you two. Alioten, L'Oreal Dan Mali.
Kira and I freeze. Whatever she said is definitely not Japanese. In fact, I don't think it's any recognizable language. What's that phrase you just said?
Alioten, L'Oreal Dan Mali. It's a phrase I learned here in the shrine.
What does it mean?
I think it's a parting. That's how I've heard it used.
What language is that?
Mrs. Tanaka hesitates.
I'm not too sure, but I lived in Japan all my life and don't know much about other languages.
I don't know it either. But I know something that will. I quickly pull up my phone. Hey Google. Ding. What does Alioten L'Oreal Dan Mali mean? Unrelated articles pull up on my phone. Let's try that again. What language is Alioten L'Oreal Dan Mali? More random articles pop up, none of which have to do with languages. I type it out into Google, and to Google Translate, but that doesn't even return a result. If Google doesn't know it, then it's probably not a language from here. If it's not a language from here, then maybe it's a language from another world. Mrs. Tanaka, I have a friend who may be interested in that phrase. Would it be okay if we came back to visit another day?
Please do. An old woman like me doesn't get too many visitors.
When would be a good day?
I'll be back here on Thursday.
Thank you, Mrs. Tanaka. We'll come visit then.
Oh, that would make me so happy. Don't forget to bring your girlfriend, too.
She's just a friend.
Yes, your girlfriend.
I don't think she'll listen if I try to clarify further.
I'll be there.
Kira must be thinking the same thing. It has to be it. After saying goodbye, Kira and I make our way out of the shrine. I feel lighter once we leave, filled with renewed hope. Kira catches up as we turn onto the road.
I'm curious about what that phrase Mrs. Tanaka said means.
I'm not sure, but I have a feeling Erilynn might.
You think it's a language she'd know?
Yeah, and none of us recognize it. Even Google didn't know. Kira nods thoughtful.
I wonder if Mrs. Tanaka learned the phrase from the ethereal energy woman you met that night.
That's what I'm thinking.
It's too much of a coincidence otherwise.
You're right. We reach the intersection where our paths split. Thanks for coming with me again.
I'm glad I did.
hopefully we'll learn more next Thursday. Comment about the mistaken dating or don't bring any attention. I think I'm just gonna leave it be. I think that's the smarter option here. I think if we go with making a comment about it, it could ruin things. If I don't bring it to the attention, I'm just gonna leave things where they are. So I'm gonna leave it open for her to bring it to the attention. If she doesn't, that's a good sign. So don't bring any attention to it. Kira nods.
I'll see you tomorrow then.
Yeah, see you. After a brief wave, we both head our separate directions. I pick up the pace and hurry home. I think if we just leave it there, things are going to be okay. My chest is nearly bursting with anticipation. I'm eager to tell Erilynn we have a lead. I make it home, breathless and aching. Immediately, I go up the stairs 2 at a time, then knock on Erilynn's door.
Come in.
She's lounging on her bed, flipping through a book when I enter.
Yes?
I was just at the shrine looking for that old woman when I learned a very interesting phrase instead. Would you like to hear it?
Is that what you interrupted me for?
Yes. She turns back to her book.
Your common phrases don't interest me.
This one will casually phrase drop it. Too bad I'm saying it. I think this one will. This one isn't a common phrase, which is why it will interest you. In fact, I've never heard it before. She sighs, snapping her book shut.
If it means you'll leave me in peace, then go ahead.
Alioten Leoldan Male. That's the response I was looking for. She responds automatically.
Malinodera Malioten.
Then her eyes widen as she realizes what she just said. She sits straight up on her bed.
How do you know Hyamirian?
Is that what you speak in Veldin?
No, it's an ancient language that's only used during formal services. Which makes you knowing it even more unusual.
Like I said, I went back to the shrine to see if I could find that old woman, but ran into someone else. She taught me the phrase. Erilynn jumps to her feet. Her expression is serious, but I can hear the hope in her voice.
There's another Veldin here?
There must be, otherwise how did Mrs. Tanaka learn it?
You must take me to them.
Ah, in time, dearie. Mrs. Tanaka said she'll be back to the shrine on Thursday. We can go find her after school and ask who she learned the phrase from.
That's too far away. We'll go now.
It's probably not a good idea to keep disturbing her at work. She already agreed to a Thursday visit.
She'll be honored by a royal visit. Of course she'll make time.
You're not royalty here, remember? She's about to retort, but sighs instead.
Fine. If that's when we have to visit, then so be it.
The excitement over, Erilynn sinks back into her bed.
I'd like to be alone now, please. I have much to think about.
By all means. I can imagine. The possibility of meeting one of her people here must be exciting and nerve-wracking. Sure. Returning to my room, I get a head start on my homework. We're going to be doing all this. We got to stay on top of our studies. When I'm tired of studying, I take a break by browsing memes on Reddit. There's some crazy stuff on the internet. Eventually, it's late and time for bed. After washing up, I happily slide into bed, feeling positive. I drift into a gentle sleep. It's going to be one interesting day, that's for sure.